In the first test against Australia at Bridgetown, played between March 31st to April 2, 1995, Brian Lara played a classy knock, crafting a brilliant 65 runs off 112 deliveries during a stay of 168 minutes at the crease. His innings was laced with 11 exquisite boundaries, showcasing his trademark elegance and timing. Facing a fiery Australian bowling attack, Brian Lara stood tall, especially against the legendary Warne. A few of his strokes, particularly the cover drives, were nothing short of poetic. Each shot reminded cricket fans why Brian Lara is regarded as one of the finest to grace the game. Despite West Indies falling short and Australia clinching victory by 10 wickets, Brian Lara inning was standout moment, a treat for purists and fans alike. Watching him in full flow was a visual delight, with every drive a reminder of his unmatched class. Watch the video and relive the magic.
So big welcome for Brian Lara. Out of Tobago flags waving, and the crowd welcoming the most famous left-handed batsman in international cricket at the present time. And he comes in the course of the second over.
His footwork. Stuart Williams. Great opportunity for Brendan Julian. Get an early wicket. Get the best player in the world in, the world record holder. Get him in early while you're fresh and alive. Adrenaline's pumping now for Julian. He's got a early wicket. Well, we have a shot here. Batsman driving.
Big responsibility here now on Brian Lara. Should be in good touch, although there was a little bit of concern in the West Indies camp when he aborted his practice session in the nets on Wednesday. Still is bothered a little bit by that hip injury, muscle injury in the buttocks, which he sustained in the one-day internationals. Lara is off the mark. Only just a push off the legs, and there'll be time for a third.
Well, I must say, I felt all along that it's a hell of a risk to play a test match with two immature.
Julian now to Lara. And the new batsman for the West Indies, Richardson, is at number 4.
Such a big gamble in test match cricket to have two inexperienced openers together, and especially the day before.
So the Australians are right on their toes now, as you would expect.
I just felt all along it really is a big gamble to have two inexperienced openers together. Been saying to friends of mine at the hotel where I've been staying at Sandy Lane that I would have battered Richardson with one of the youngsters. I would really have one of the youngsters with an experienced player, put the captain in first without Desmond Haynes being present. You need somebody to talk to a youngster, you know, it's in between overs as well. And also it helps a youngster who's starting his test career opening, if there's one guy at one end who's used to test match cricket, playing solid, playing well, using experience, helps the youngster, talks him through the situation. you leave two of them on their own, well, it really is fending for yourself. And they've paid the price at the moment. That may change in other test matches, but it is a hell of a gamble.
So that's the end of Julian's over, and the West Indies are 2 for 6. So here's Richardson with his first delivery in a test match since April last year. Didn't play in the final test in Antigua because of a pulled muscle, so the last test he would have played would have been against England here at Kensington last April, and the acute fatigue which kept him out of the game for 6 months prevented him going to India or New Zealand.
Yes, it's the sort of early morning test match pitch where you expect the early batsman to have to just work a little bit hard to get in. A little bit of bounce, just a tiny bit of movement. Just got to work at it a bit. You're not going to get too many flashing shots. Just work damn hard to get in, get a little bit of hardness off the ball, a little shine gone, get yourself a few runs.
He's gone. Richardson caught behind, flashing outside the off stump, and this is real crisis now for the West Indies. They're 3 down for 6. Richardson goes without scoring.
Well, you can't blame the pitch for that. That was an atrocious shot. That was awful. And just a wild swisher to the ball. I mean, when he sees that replay on television, he'll be mortified. I mean, that's not the pitch. That's not even the bowler. That is just an awful shot. Look. Feet stuck in chewing gum on the crease, have never moved. You'd think that that was a one-day shot in the 50th over of the game, trying to crash it for 6.
So Richardson out without scoring. The West Indies are 3 for 6. So Captain Mark Taylor, having lost the toss today, wouldn't mind that too much now. Carl Hooper has come in to replace Richardson. The West Indies are 3 down for 6.
Well, I can't find one redeeming feature to say about Richardson's dismissal. I mean, you expect some decent concentration, a bit of fight from a new batsman just coming in, and especially from the captain. You're looking for the captain to show the other players how to play, show them the lead. That was an appalling shot. West Indies are under pressure this morning from 1 good ball and 2 poor shots. Williams' shot was poor footwork, and Richardson's shot was just non-existent footwork. And they've put themselves under a lot of extra pressure now.
Glorious shot, off his toes, characteristic of Lara on song.
Well, all the fast bowlers this morning have been trying to concentrate on Lara's off stump. They have set 3 slips on the gully. On that occasion, Brendan Julian just slipping off that off stump line, just tending to drift into Brian Lara's pads and getting punished for it. In the era bit past, David Boone had forward short leg, but that went too quickly for him.
There again, just a little over-pitched again, and just with a delicate flick of the wrist, and that's where he's so strong off his pad, with beautiful, beautiful hands, beautiful wrist work. It's 4 more.
Well, that's the class of Brian Lara. Things have been a bit difficult out there this morning. And whenever a bowler has strayed in either line or length, he has been quick to punish them. That ball wasn't particularly a bad ball, just fractionally off line.
That was short, and Lara has dispatched it effortlessly for 4. Just a slight lapse in concentration by Julian.
Well, he had tried that shot on a delivery, a couple of deliveries ago, as a matter of fact, and just succeeded in hitting it hard into the ground, and it was fielded by Steve Warne at gully. On this occasion, Brendan Julian just a fraction shorter than the previous delivery, and Brian Lara quickly onto it. 4 more. Very good shot.
There's a very characteristic shot of Brian Lara off the hip. There's a little bit of the D.I. Gower in that as well, isn't there? The famous clip, the left-hander's clip off the hip. Glorious shot.
Well, they did say that Brian Lara was having problems with his hip, so he doesn't want anything to be hitting him in it, Mike. So he just dispatched that one off the said area quite easily.
There he is in full flight. And that brings up his 2000th test run. That shot, 3 for 48.
And what a shot to bring it up with. The right leg, which is the front foot, coming forward. The back just flowing through the line of the ball. Elbow upright. Nothing wrong with that shot. Perfectly timed.
Great shot. Short cover, wide mid-off, and dissected them both.
Width again from Shane Warne, throwing it out there, giving Lara the chance to chase it, and he chases it very well. Foot right over to the pitch lock, head over the pad. Didn't time it perfectly, but the footwork was good.
A big shout, and a genuine shout from behind the stumps as well. A long way down, Brian Lara. Would be disappointed to have been given out, but dangerous.
You see, that ball did come back a lot. It hit the foot marks. You watch this ball closely. Big spin, but it hits the foot marks. Comes back, hits him on the inside of the pad.
Well, he's found the gap. So typical of Brian Lara to find the gap in the field, and there wasn't much of it, and the boundary to him.
Very good shot again from Brian Lara. By no way a half volley.
Didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted. It'll go all the way, but he put enough effort into it to carry the ball to the boundary. Very quickly in position. So 4 more to Lara. Carries him now to within 1 of his half century, 3 for 95. You can make 501, you can make 375, you can make all the big runs you want, but when you see a landmark, even the first landmark, which is the 50, anxious to get it, and we saw Lara there just offering the single, trying to get it. And he gets it now.
Very sound half century there from Brian Lara. Team in desperate trouble, and again he's responding. Very good innings so far. Just 74 balls it took him.
So that is a really authoritative response to a crisis. Century partnership in 92 minutes from 132 balls. Shane Warne with the last over before lunch. Oh, glorious. Oh, my goodness. That's worth the admission price. alone.
That was brilliant from Brian Lara. The man there at silly point brought in to intimidate him, and instead the roles are reversed.
One good shot always deserves another.
Well, that was not a real action replay done by the BT team. That was actually another shot by Brian Lara. Quite similar response from the man at silly point. And now with Brian Lara doing the intimidating, the silly point now sent back to extra cover.
So the end of play before lunch, and at lunch on the opening day of the series, 3 for 118, the West Indies. Correction, 3 for 116, with 58 to Brian Lara, 51 to Carl Hooper. Each batsman has struck 10 fours, and the crowd here has been royally entertained, as I'm sure those of you watching our television coverage all over the world have been.
Well, what a terrific setting.
No need to move for that. Last ball of the over with that magnificent boundary. 4 for 100.
He's gone, I think, at the third attempt. Lara looked around to Lloyd Barker, looking for some confirmation. But it was Warne, Steve Waugh, to his right at the third attempt on the cut. Lara looked around to Barker, looking for confirmation or reconfirmation.
Again, it's the bounce here that Brian Lara is unable to get on top of that shot. Right to Steve Waugh, bounces out once, he grabs at it again. Finally, well, I can see now why Brian Lara looked behind him. He wasn't too sure if that ball had actually touched the ground. Very difficult to say there, but Steve Waugh claimed it, so it's 6 for 156 to West Indies. Mike, but it's debatable whether Steve Waugh realized that the ball hit the ground or not. You know, I would hate to think that he was well aware of the fact that the ball did hit the ground. Because normally you don't find Test cricketers claiming catches if the ball actually hits the ground. There you see the ball hitting the ground by his arm, then bouncing back up by his left shoulder.
Brian Lara encounters with Australia in Test cricket were marked by both brilliance and resilience. Over 31 Tests, he amassed 2,858 runs at an average of 51, including 9 centuries and 11 half-centuries. One of his most memorable innings was the monumental 277 at Sydney in 1993, showcasing his ability to dominate even the most formidable bowling attack. Another standout performance was his unbeaten 153 in Bridgetown in 1999, leading West Indies to a thrilling one-wicket victory. Brian Lara's consistent performances against Australia cemented his reputation as one of the game's greats. Brian Lara Test career spanned 131 matches, during which he scored 11,953 runs at an average of 52.88. His highest score in Test cricket was an unbeaten 400, and he notched up 34 centuries and 48 half-centuries. Brian Lara's elegant stroke play and strategic acumen made him a linchpin in the West Indies batting lineup. His performance was not just about accumulating runs, but also about rising to the occasions. Throughout his entire Test career, Brian Lara's consistency and flair made him one of the most respected and admired batsmen in international cricket. In one-day international, Brian Lara faced Australia in 50 innings, scoring 1,858 runs at an average of 39.53 with 3 centuries and 15 fifties. A highlight of his ODI career was the 139-run innings in Port of Spain in 1995, where he led West Indies to a commanding victory. His ability to perform under pressure against top-tier teams like Australia underscored his status as a premier batsman of his era. If you like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.